Welcome back to the multiplayer survival guide on BlackTideTV. So in this video, I'm just going to have a very general topic of don't play fair when you're playing Black Ops 3. So there are a lot of things I'm going to talk about today that we're going to talk about more in depth on different videos, and we're going to get into some more detail on certain things. This is just going to be a very general video just for a lot of people that still are trying to keep the game fair, and then they're losing, and they're making it a big deal, like, oh, why am I losing? I'm just like playing the game. I'm making it fair for everybody. I'm trying to have a fun time. But that's not the way that you can play this game anymore. That Black Ops 3 is an evolved kind of Call of Duty where you cannot play fair. If you want to win, there's so many people that have got into Call of Duty. There's so many advanced players out there that you can't just expect to be a stand-up guy and play the game and still win. You really have to be down and dirty to win this game. So what I mean about not playing fair is, I mean drop shotting, suppressors, camping, all kinds of stuff like that, like patrolling a certain area, using overpowered score streaks and specialists. Don't worry about what weapons and stuff you're using. Use the overpowered stuff. If you played Advanced Warfare, if you learned anything from Advanced Warfare, it's that everybody likes the overpowered stuff. And you don't have to be that one guy that's like, no, I don't want to use the overpowered stuff because it makes it too easy. There's no such thing as too easy in Call of Duty anymore. You really have to try your hardest, even to best the easy players the best. It's just a game where everyone is competitive now. It's a super competitive game. When it first started out, it was very casual. I think ever since Ghosts, it started getting very, very competitive. Even in the public match game, it's a super competitive. It's a super competitive video game, and everybody is trying to be their best. And you really cannot spare any expense at trying to better them. So let's talk a little bit about some of the tactics I use when I am really trying really hard. Like sometimes I'm using like weird guns, and sometimes I'm earning camos and stuff. So that kind of that takes away from what I'm trying to say here. But generally, I'm trying my hardest to get great gameplays and to do great things in the game. And I'm going to talk about how I do that in Black Ops 3 so far. So right away, you're going to notice in this gameplay, I'm using suppressors. Suppressors are like God's gift to tryhards. You cannot go wrong with a suppressor. I mean, sure, they reduce your range exponentially in this game, but the result of not being on the radar when you're shooting is just unreal. You definitely need a suppressor if you want to go on any kind of streak in this game, especially because of the style of the game and how quick you actually die. So you want to really make sure you're using a suppressor and other perks that are going to keep you off the radar. You're going to want to stay invisible the entire game. Now, what you're going to notice me doing a lot of the game is I'm drop shotting. We're going to talk about that now. Drop shotting is an invaluable skill to have. You cannot go wrong with drop shotting. Basically everything I'm going to tell you, you can't go wrong with it. All of it works perfectly. So drop shotting is a great tactic, especially in this game. And why is it super great in this game? Oh, and also in Advanced Warfare. If you're still in Advanced Warfare, drop shotting is the best tactic that you can do. And why is that? That is because everyone is into the advanced movement. And what I mean by that is that everyone is expecting people to come from the sky. People are going to be running around. They're going to be looking up more than they are looking down, because they're expecting people to be running on walls and boosting over and around corners and sneaking up on people through aerial warfare. If you're on the ground instead, you're really going to screw some people up. People are looking in the sky, they're looking at the walls, and you're going to be on the floor right in front of them. They're not even going to notice you. You're going to be right under their nose, and it's just a great tactic to use. Especially like this game, you kind of can take a little bit of damage before you die. Sometimes it seems like that, sometimes it seems like you die instantly, but when you have those instances where you can take a little bit of damage, gives you a perfect amount of time to get that drop shot in and get the kill. Now, I'm also going to start, in a second, I'm going to start camping in that room. It's not really camping. I kind of like to call it patrolling. There's a kind of a difference. So what my difference between camping and patrolling is camping, I think, is sitting in a corner and looking at one door. So camping is like that. I don't feel like I camp too much. I feel like I patrol instead. My difference between camping and patrolling is camping is sitting in a corner watching one way. Patrolling is kind of moving back and forth between, like, in a room or between two areas, making sure no enemies come into that area. So that's kind of a difference there. You can notice a difference there. Camping is stationary. You're not going to be you're going to be showing up on the map if you're using ghosts, and if you're patrolling, you're not going to be showing up on the map if you're using Ghost, because you're going to be constantly moving back and forth, patrolling an area, not just camping in one. So this is where I'm going to start doing that towards the end of this video, and it's really effective. If you're patrolling in this game, you're going to have a good time. It's very easy to get score streaks that way. I find that actually moving around all the time is not the way to go. We're going to talk about that in a future survival video, about how advanced movement is not the way to go in this game, and moving around, it's just not as effective as you might think. The real effective way to get great score streaks and get a great score and get lots of kills is to kind of remain stationary and stay in one area and don't move around too much. Let the enemies come to you. That's my biggest advice for you guys in this game right now for not playing fair, is that to be fair, most of the time both teams move towards each other, and that's how you play fair. But if you're not going to play fair, you can just stay in one spot, set up an area, get ready for the enemies to approach you, and then you'll have a way better time of attacking those enemies, because then you don't have to worry about moving towards them. Of course, if you are moving towards them, you better be using that suppressor and moving around and flanking them and shooting them in the back. So that's about it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We are going to get into some in-depth stuff in future multiplayer survival Black Ops 3 videos, and I hope you're looking forward to that. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more daily gaming goodness, make sure you check out my articles on GameSkinny, and enter the 300 subscriber giveaway. If we have 300 subscribers before 2016, we'll be giving away some CJ grips and some Battle Buddy apparel, but we got to get those 300 subscribers, so let your friends know about BlackTideTV, and I'll see you guys on the next video.